I'm Devin, and I chose to interview my mom for this project. And this is my mom.
Hi, I'm wearing Wild Paw Pack purple to show spirit.
What lesson in life would you like to pass on to me?
Well, I think that one of the most important things that I learned was to raise children with honesty. I'm serious. Yeah, to raise children with honesty, and that I think it's okay that children should accept no as an answer, and it's okay for them to give no as an answer under certain circumstances.
Can you give me an example?
Oh, yeah, I can. All right, one year, your sister, no wait, now this is serious, it's not funny. Your sister was on a softball team, and we traveled like everywhere with this softball team. And her team was really, really good. They won like all the time, like by a lot. Like they would have like 20-something, 30-something runs, and the other teams would have 0 most of the time. You were there, you probably don't remember it though. But her coach kept telling them, like we didn't know right away, like as parent, mom and dad, we didn't know right away that this is what the coach was doing, but he was telling the girls that they tied. And so the one day we're in the car, and, you know, because at first we were like, really tied? I didn't remember those girls getting that many runs, blah, blah, blah. So we just, like, you know, we just let it go. So then at one time we're in the car, and she's like, yeah, we tied. And I knew for sure that they didn't tie. I knew that they had like slaughtered this other little team. But now David was there and you were there, and David had said, well, because she said, oh, we tied yet again. And David looked at her like, almost as like, you stupid. He didn't say that, but he looked at her like that. Like incredulous look is actually what it's called. Like, I can't believe you just said that. You guys didn't tie. You had like 20-something runs, and they had 2, or whatever the number was. And it was just evident to us then at that point that, you know, the coach was, well, let's face it, he was lying to the girls, and he was telling them that they tied when they didn't. And I guess he had his own reasons for this, but I didn't agree with them because, well, that would probably be your next question.
How do you think children feel in that situation?
Well, for her, I think it was a lot of things, but she was embarrassed because the way her brother said it to her, you know, was as if like, what's the matter with you? Can't you even count? Don't you even know how well you did? So it was embarrassing for her, you know, as if she was gullible, that she was, you know, just believing what somebody said. But the big thing here is that was an adult, and she was raised to believe adults. And so what she learned from that was that an adult who you're supposed to look up to, you're supposed to be an idol or a mentor, in this case a mentor. He was in charge of her, he was teaching her, he was training her, he was doing all this stuff of, you know, team spirit and this and that. And she was supposed to believe in him and trust in him. And then she ended up finding out that he lied to her and to the whole team. So I think that was like a really big thing. And I had some work to do. I had some explaining to do to her that, you know, she needed to still, you know, keep the faith that, you know, honesty is important and correct and a desired thing. Not just, oh, you know, say whatever you want to people. It's okay. You can lie and get away with it because they're kids, or there's somebody, even an adult, who might not know any better, and just accept your word.
Do you have another example of this?
Yes, I do. It actually happens to be, we were at another baseball game, and there was a little boy there, and he wanted money. out of his mom's pocketbook. He wanted to, because we were at an away game that had a concession stand, and he wanted to go over to the concession stand and buy something. So he asked his mom, and she said, "No, I don't have any money." And she grabbed her pocketbook away from him. I thought she did have money. A few minutes later, literally a few minutes later, her other son comes up to her, grabs her pocketbook, goes in it. I can't remember if he was actually looking for money or if he was looking for something else, and like what wouldn't have been his iPod or something else in her pocketbook. And so her first son was standing there and saw that she had money in her pocketbook. So then he says, "But Mom, when I asked you for money, if I could go over to the concession stand, you told me you didn't have any." You know, now to me that's a big thing, because there again, it's a parent lying to a kid when we're trying to raise our children. You know that, you know, we are truthful and you should be truthful too. So here, you know, she lied to her kid. She ended up getting caught. I mean, the one thing I guess that he, in this case, learned was that when you tell a lie, the truth usually does end up coming out. That was a good lesson that he learned in it, but still, I think it's a horrible thing for a kid to be lied to by an adult, especially a parent or a mentor or a coach, a teacher, you know. So that was terrible because she had some explaining to do, and I think that it all could have been avoided if she would have just said, "No, you can't have money."
Why did you pick this as your life lesson?
Well, because I think that it's really one of the most important things that you can instill in all people, children, people, in everybody, is, you know, to be honest. And like in the case with the boy who wanted the money, I think it's okay to take no, be told no, and take no as an answer. A lot of times girls are afraid to say no, that type of thing, and I think that it just all, you know, ends up falling in place if you can start out with honesty and being forthright. Then in the end, I think it's just all gonna filter into your life, your family life, the way you raise your children, your life in your job, your career, social situations, you know, because if you are honest inside, it comes out in even casual conversation, in serious conversations in the workplace or in a relationship, and you become believable. And I think that that's important. And I think the kids really need to learn that. To just be honest. Don't make excuses. Just tell the truth. Like the money thing. No. You can't have money. Why? I don't want to spend my money on that right now. End of story. I think that's way cooler than saying, "Oh, I don't have any money." It's just not the truth.
What impact did this have on you as a child?
Well, I think that, well, I was truthful when I was younger, growing up and all that. I was always truthful. I think that sometimes my mother didn't necessarily believe me, but I really was truthful. And it was important to me to be trusted in what I said, to be believed that, you know, look, I'm being honest, I'm telling you the truth. So I think that if children are raised with honesty, they'll be honest.
Do you think most parents raise their children this way?
I really don't know. I really don't know. I hope so. But I don't know. I can't answer that. I do not know. So is that it?
Yes.
It was a pleasure.
Same here. I'm Devin, and I chose to interview my mom for this project. What lesson in life would you like to pass on to me?
You didn't introduce me or anything.
Press stop.
What?
And
No, stop. Sorry.
can you give me another example?
Stop.